Hi everyone and welcome to Year 4's reading comprehension for today. The text is The Labyrinth. So first of all, I want you to consider the following question. What is a labyrinth? Pause now and think about your answer. Okay, a labyrinth is a type of maze with corridors leading to a target or a centre or to dead ends. They're designed to be disorientating and for people to get lost in. Have you ever heard of a labyrinth in ancient Greek mythology? Pause now and have a think, especially back to the work you did in Year 3. So the story of Theseus and the Minotaur is one such story. It follows Theseus, who was imprisoned in King Minos's labyrinth on Crete, the island of Crete. Within the labyrinth lives a Minotaur, a half-man, half-bull creature, which feeds on the prisoners. And you can see the picture there in the top corner. He's using string to guide himself away. He's got a sword, and as you can see there's bones and bits of former people who've been shoved down into the labyrinth, and the Minotaur's peeking around the corner. So this is the text. The labyrinth. The prisoners stood before King Minos. 7 young men, 7 young maidens. Such puny men, such weak girls. You'll be nothing more than a snack for the beast that lurks within my maze. Who dares enter first? I dare, for I am Theseus, Prince of Athens, and I do not fear your monster. Fool, then you will be the first to die. Guards, open up the labyrinth and send him on his way. The king's daughter, Ariadne, who had been standing close by, heard Theseus's heroic words and instantly fell in love with him. Take this, she whispered, and secretly handed him a ball of string. The heavy doors of the labyrinth slammed shut, and Theseus was plunged into darkness. He didn't panic. He didn't run. He stood firm and lit his torch. The flames flickered. The shadows danced. He knew that the doors had signalled the Minotaur that lunch had been served. But fumbling in the dark and stumbling towards catastrophe was not the way forward. Carefully, he tied one end of the string to the iron door handle and began walking towards the foul-smelling darkness beyond. So, a bit of key vocabulary there for you today. Prisoners, maidens, puny, lurks, guards, heroic, instantly, slammed, plunged, flickered, signalled, fumbling, and catastrophe. Pause now and think about what you think these words mean. Right, prisoners are people who are held captive. Maidens are a young woman or young women. Puny means small and weak. Lurks means sneakily sort of hangs around somewhere. Guards is to protect something. Heroic is an act of bravery. Instantly means at once. Slammed means closed something hard. Plunged means dived in. Flickered means flashing on and off. Signalled means it gave a sign of some description. Fumbled to do something in a clumsy way. And catastrophe is a disaster. So the gist, I want you to pause down and think about what the gist of this text is. What's it about? Well, it's a section of a Greek myth. It's a section of a story. So again, go back to these. You've seen these again and again and again. Who, what, when, where, and why. Remember who, the answer is going to be a person's name. What, it's going to be an object, a thing, or an event. When, it's going to be a time reference. Where, the answer is going to be a location or place. So who and where, often with capital letters, will give that away because they're proper nouns. Why requires an explanation, so it's things like literal and deductive questions. Remember to use your keywords if you're using literal questions. Find the answers, read the sentences, and then check that you've actually answered what it's asked you to do. Question types. L is literal. The answers are in the text. You just need to find them and contextualize them. V is vocabulary, it's word choice. D is deductive, i.e. using evidence based on what's in the text. Evaluative provides an opinion based on the evidence within the text. Inference is similar to deductive, but requires an interpretation beyond that. You're reading between the lines. Requires a little bit of sensible guesswork. Authorial, the author's choice of language features used to engage the reader. So question time. List 2 negative adjectives to describe the prisoners. It's a vocabulary question. Pause now and try and answer the question. So puny, that describes the men, and that should be weak, my apologies, describes the girls. So these are your questions today. List 2 negative adjectives used to describe the prisoners. How scared would the prisoners have been? Which prisoner volunteers to enter the labyrinth first? Why did this prisoner volunteer to enter the labyrinth first? Which 2 items were taken into the labyrinth? Why did Ariadne give Theseus the ball of string in secret? How did the Minotaur know that lunch had been served? How does the writer portray King Minos as being a villain? And why are we told that the labyrinth is foul smelling? And in your own words, how would you describe the character of Theseus? Good luck. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.